Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I want to spend some time looking at this landscape project I did. It's taken me a few months to get it done, but it's all taken care of now. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Hope you guys will stick around and check out the project and how it all went. All right, for the first step of the process, we need to remove the sod. And when I say remove the sod, I mean Roundup, of course. Let's go spray it and give it a couple of days. To give you guys an idea, this is the overview of what it looks like when I cut it down short. We went ahead and, remove the sod, as I just mentioned, with that liquid remover, and letting it set before we start moving buckets of dirt on top of it. Max is going to get a workout during this episode. We move a lot of dirt from the backyard here. We have some residual dirt left here, which I'm kind of pulling out of the way right now to scoop up. But we're going to end up digging a big hole in the backyard and moving all this dirt to the front yard one bucket at a time. This is like a 5.4 cubic foot bucket, but that's struck, so meaning right across the front of that bucket. So we can get a little bit more in there at a time when we get it scooped up. Again, Max does a great job. And then it would be digging a little bit easier if I had, the tooth bar on it, but this is just fine for what we're doing here. As you guys probably can tell from this part of the video, time had passed. Let's just put it that way. We are talking midsummer at this point now. Well, just about a week ago when I decided to do this part. Don't want to date the video, but the weeds have grown, and obviously I need to till things up. I'm going to make this a little bit wider as well. But people think of tillers as something to use to just till your garden. They work great for landscaping projects. Helps you, till up all that old, organic matter. I can get rid of all these weeds. I can make this area wider like I talked about by cutting the sod. And, it also helps level with that back buckboard on the tiller. Just can't say enough about having a tiller. And arguably, it's just as handy as having a set of pallet forks. So we got this all cleaned up really well here with the tiller. We got a nice line to find. We need to dig it back so we'll have the mulch to pull out to it. Got to get some of the weeds pulled along the bushes here, and then even this out with a bigger rake. Need to make sure we pull the dirt around the plants back a little bit and the base of this tree, but that's fine. We'll get that taken care of. Then I'm gonna put some pryn down to keep the weeds from, or the stuff from resprouting. Thought I'd go ahead and point out here that it's always good to have a nice edging shovel. You know, spend the extra money, get one made here in the USA. That's where this one was made at. Works really well. Now obviously what you guys don't see is my gray shirt changing colors while doing this, because it is literally 115 degrees out. I picked the best day, meaning the hottest day of the year, to do this, but really happy with how this is turning out so far. Max did most of the work, but I did some final grading with the rake here. It's turning out really well. It's hard to see on camera, but we are getting some nice elevation changes, which is what I was looking for. You can kind of see how it slopes up there in the middle, and we get some nice curves and stuff across this. So it's turning out like I was hoping for, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what this looks like once we get the mulch on it. We're just going to use some colored brown or natural mulch to match all this, and just kind of, you know, fill this in for now. We're going to cover this all in. I'll put some pryn down first so we can keep the weeds from growing up, at least try to help. Usually I'd just go pick that up with my trailer, but it's going to be about, that'd be probably 2 to 3 full loads in the trailer to fill it, and I'd move it by hand. And it's 110 today with the heat index and the humidity, so I just had it delivered for the few extra dollars. 10 yards of fresh brown hardwood mulch, that is. We're gonna get the edge tamers put on the tractor here, start moving it. Now, Edge Tamers does not recommend using an impact to do this, but I've got it set on 1, and I'm gonna be gentle with it. Just to tighten them on there. Oh, the battery's dead. Oh, finger. It's not gonna go anywhere. These do a really good job at keeping the bucket from digging into the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and take these skid plates off that protect the driveway in the wintertime. I'm gonna break those, and we're gonna start moving some mulch. I'm not sure what it is that makes watching time lapse so rewarding and I guess fun, but you can see this 10 yards of mulch really goes by pretty quick. I'm actually able to move all this with the tractor in a little over a half an hour, and I got it a little heavy to begin with, and I kind of regret that as I start having to spread it out here in a little bit. I got a little heavy here on that front portion. I had to drag a lot of it back. Keeping this 3 inches across the entire area is kind of the plan, but again, it's hard to judge this when you're putting it out there, and I mean, no harm, no foul, just a little extra work. Sweat it off a couple more pounds than I probably needed to, but you know, it is what it is, and you learn and you move on, right? Clean up the remaining mulch in the grass. I have this steel yard boss with the power sweep attachment on it. It works excellent at pulling all of the loose material out of the grass. You get very, very few pieces of actual grass on the blades of grass, and it does a really good job, and it's much better than using an actual rake. Again, I'm going to throw this all up into a pile here. We'll scoop it up, and then I'll come back and clean up the last little bit. And really, there's hardly anything left behind. This works extremely well. Is it a cheap option? No, but when you have the tool, you're simply going to use it. And last but not least, let's rake this all down. This takes a little bit of time. What's really nice about this landscape rake that I'm using is the actual tines on it, or the, you want to call it, the front teeth on it are actually 3 inches tall. So it's easy to kind of gauge where you're at as far as depth on your materials, and you can kind of get that spread out evenly. Again, this works well, and it's not without a lot of hard work and labor, but it's really no other better way to do it unless you're having somebody else do it for you. And it really does work out well. We'll get this all smoothed out. I'm not going to put on camera here, but I actually do go ahead and place the limestone and the larger rock that we have.
I think, as you can tell by my shirt, it's hot out. Let's take a look at how this turned out. I am really happy with it. We still have to place a few rocks in here for the landscaping that we picked up from, it's actually an old foundation of limestone from my dad's house. And we got to place the, our last name rock established back up here in its home. Let's take an aerial view and see how it all turned out.
So here is the final result. I think it turned out really, really well. Personally, need to add some more flowers in here, some more bushes, and some other color contrasting pieces, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. Would you guys do this yourself like this? Would you do something different? Or have you done something like this in the past? Give me a thumbs up if you guys liked the video. Give me a thumbs down if you did, and give me some ideas on how I can improve this content for you all, because that's the purpose of this channel. It's myself to learn this stuff the hard way so you guys don't have to, and share the ideas out there. If you aren't a part of the YouTube family, I'd encourage you to follow along and stay tuned to more videos like this. Catch you guys in the next video.